This will not be an easy or a brief effort. It is complicated.
Complicated and consuming. But Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel and General Martin Dempsey are warning Congress the United States must do more to attack terrorists who are controlling areas of Syria and Iraq.
This will require a sustained effort over an extended period of time. It's a generational problem.
That message falls on the ears of Americans weary of already more than a decade of war.
Could it go on a couple more decades? I think it could.
Elliott Abrams was a security advisor to former President George W. Bush. While he worries the war against Islamic extremists that started under President Bush could take time, he's optimistic because he says this particular opponent has a weakness.
I think the war against the Islamic State is winnable because they have made a mistake that al-Qaeda did not make. Al-Qaeda never tried to seize a huge piece of territory, major cities, and act like a country, like a government. The Islamic State is doing that.
Abrams says a coalition can therefore treat the Islamic State like a country and defeat them more easily by using air power to hit major targets rather than targets hidden in small villages or caves, like they faced in Pakistan and Afghanistan. But members of Congress are struggling with the thought of returning to military efforts in the Middle East less than 3 years after leaving Iraq. Lawrence Korb with the Center for American Progress says that's nothing new.
If you had told Americans at the end of World War II, for the next 50 years you're going to be involved in a Cold War with the they said, no way.
A recent poll says that for now, more than 70% of Americans support airstrikes in Iraq and about 2/3 support airstrikes in Syria. The Pentagon is hoping that support will push Congress to act quickly to authorize the training of Syrian rebels so Americans and others conducting airstrikes against militants can have a professional allied force on the ground.
If we would not get the authority now, we would lose a considerable amount of time.
Congress could adjourn and leave Washington at the end of this week for another fight, a fight to keep their jobs, which are on the line in November elections. Some expressed concerns Tuesday that their constituents may support airstrikes, but do not want to add on a $500 million cost to train Syrian rebels. Carla Babb, VOA News, the Pentagon.